Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Pan That palette update. I can't believe it's that time again, but it's also a pan in every palette update. If you're interested in seeing my progress, then just keep watching. So guys, as you know, I film all my project pans a month apart and then I divvy them out. So this particular one is for the month of April. I didn't wear makeup as much in April because of my wisdom teeth, which I don't want to flog a dead horse, but we still have some good progress to share. So I start with my Modern Renaissance, I move into my Subculture, onto my single, that's normally a single, then I do my pan in every palette. We go through some percentages and then looks. So I'm going to start with my Modern Renaissance as per usual, and I stupidly didn't look at my video the last time, so anyway, let me just show you where I was the last time. And let me show you where I am now. So for weights, I went from 178.55 down to 178.09. So this time I went down 0.46 grams and the last time I went down 0.4 grams. So I actually went down more weight wise this time. I'm going to put the uses on the screen and I'm going to go through them with you and I'm going to point out any differences as per my recollection because I haven't seen the video. But anyway, the first thing that you're going to notice is I hit pan in Golden Ochre. Finally, so I used it another 8 times. So I have used this shade in this project alone over 60 times. 60. ABH shadows are meant to be notoriously easy to hit pan on, but I use Golden over 60 times, not to mention however many times I used it outside of this project. But we have a Juicy Lucy Flusy panule in there and I couldn't be happier. Then Bon Fresco is gone, sorry. Antique Bronze. Have I even used that? No, I didn't use Antique Bronze. Love Letter. We hit pan and Love Letter in 4 more uses. So that's 2 pans this month, given all the drama that's been going on at my face. I'm pretty happy. Cypress Umber I didn't use. The next row, I hit pan in Raw Sienna. Raw Sienna, I used it another 6 times. I also used this as a bronzer, not on its own. I mixed, like, I dipped my brush into this, into a cream eyeshadow and then into like a cooler eyeshadow. I just wanted to see what it would look like and it was fine. It was kind of patchy, so but the color itself would have been fine had I mixed it better. But anyway, I hit 3 pans in this palette this month so far. Yeah, I think that's right. Then Burnt Orange, I didn't use that. Red Ochre. Red Ochre I didn't use either. We hit pan the last time. Venetian Red I didn't use. Warm Taupe I have hit like lots of side pan. This shadow has taken me forever to use. I've used this one 14 times this month. I have used this particular shade over 100 times. Rielgar I used only the 1 time. So in this month I believe I've hit 3 pans in Modern Renaissance and oh my god, I only have 1 pan left to hit. So I have 1 pan left to hit, which is Burnt Orange. There's only a small dip there, so I don't see that happening. Now, I know that Katarina said, I'll link her down below, I remember her saying when she was panning the majority of hers that after you hit pan, it's kind of hard to show like progress because the next big thing to do is to finish. So we'll just take it as it is. I'm kind of getting sick. I love these palettes, but I'm sick of panning so much eyeshadow because I really want to rotate a bit more. But anyway, I have hit 3 pans in this palette and I'm really happy with that, and we used more weight this time than we did the last time. So that's my Modern Renaissance for another month, girl, for another month. We're like the 3rd of May now and I've only worn makeup once. Subculture, let me show you where I was the last time. And let me show you where I am now. So this little bad boy has 2 pans left. 2 pans I have to hit to have pans in all of them. So that's pretty happy. That's pretty exciting. Let me just do the weights actually first. So Subculture, I went from 190 even down to 189.58. So I used 0.42 grams this month, and last time I used 1.36 because last month I hit a pile of pan. But it's still good usage considering. So let's just go through the uses. I don't know if I'll know off the top of my head the differences here. But anyway, the first shade that's in this palette is Destiny, and I only used that one more time. Adorn I used twice. All Star I used 4 more times. Mercury I used the 1 time. Axis I didn't use. The next row, Roxy, that's kind of flattening out now, and I used that 4 times. Electric is gone. Fudge I don't think I used because I have so many browns. New Wave I used 3 times. Untamed, Untamed I used once. Edge, I didn't use Edge. And then Rowdy, I used that 6 more times, and I hit pan in Rowdy. So I think if that's correct, I believe we've hit 4 pans this month between these 2 palettes. Anyway, we've hit 4 pans this month in this, I think, so far, which means we have 2 shades left to hit, and I have really not used Fudge hardly at all because I'm panning so many browns, and I have bits of uses on Edge here and there. If you guys have any recommendations on how to use red Edge, let me know. But anyway, that's where we've done that. I was kind of nervous for this update because I hadn't worn makeup that much, so I'm actually really, like, as much as usual, I'm actually really happy. Now, so those are the 2 palettes. What are my goals for the next time? There are no goals, just work away. Do what you can do, because there's not much I can do there, only work away. Then for my single eyeshadow, normally I roll in a matte single, and it's normally a single, but the last time I rolled it in from a palette, not the last time, but the last time I was rolling in. So if I have a picture of the last time, I will show you a picture of the last time. I can't remember now if I do, but if I do, I'll put it up there, and I will show you where I am now. Okay, so from the Makeup Revolution Stripped and Bare palette that I got from Porrick, you can see where I am now. I have used so much of this, guys. So I've used this shadow 52 times in total since I've rolled it into this project. This is 52 uses. So I've used this shade 14 times this month. I also used it with different types of brushes. This is such a handy matte cream bone shade, and it's perfect. I use it to set from my crease up. I do not set my lid. That's just what I've been doing. I've expanded the pan. This pan was bonus pan, and this pan was bonus pan previously. I just kept working on this shade. It wasn't intending to, and now it's a bit bigger. My goal is to finish this cream shade. So that's where we are with that bad boy at 52 uses now so far. She's going strong, and I'm happy enough. So that's my pan, that palette portion. I want to finish that cream shade. Then for my pan in every palette, I had this palette in from Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay. I will show you where I was with her the last time, obviously. And where I am now. So I used it 10 more times. The final time was as a nail varnish. Didn't really work out as a nail varnish. That's me. I'm trying to figure out the best method for making nail varnish out of eyeshadow. It's this particular shade is so stunning. The pan is massive. Such huge pan. Look at it. It's so much you use at any given time. I really like this shade. I don't like all of the shades in this palette, but I really love this shade. I actually didn't want to finish it, and I thought, Jeannie Mac, I could potentially finish this, so I'm going to stop now. But I really like this shade. It's such a gorgeous shade. Again, there's other shades in here I don't like, but that particular shade I do, and it's in the shade Pride, which means we're rolling in another palette, and this changes my palette percentage. So let's go do the percentages, and then we'll pick another palette because I haven't done that yet. So percentage wise, what was the story? Okay, so the last time I had 70 palettes in my collection, and 8 of them had pan, which meant 11.42% of my collection had pan in it. And then this time I now have 71 eyeshadow palettes. So I have purchased an eyeshadow palette in the month of April. And because I hit pan in my Beauty Bay one, I now have 9 palettes with pan, which means that there's 12.67% of my palettes having pan, which means I went up still 1.25%. I didn't know because I bought a palette that would actually go up. But anyway, the palette that I bought in the month of April is this Be Perfect Cosmetics Manifest Dream Big palette, and I've actually purchased a few more in the end of the month that I haven't received yet. But anyway, this is what I have. I only count palettes that I have in my possession. So now it's time to pick another palette, and I have not even thought about it. Haven't even thought about it. I haven't even thought about it, but I know my heart is saying it needs to be the Norvina palette because it is such spring vibes. Now is as best a time as ever. So normally what I do is I roll a palette in for the month and then I decide at the end of the month what shade it's going to be. But again, like Subculture, I'm burning out on this because it's so grungy and I love grunge, but we're getting into it's lashing outside, but we're getting into warmerness and it's just like the green is what's the problem. Even though I love green, you know I love green, you know, but Soul in here is such a difficult shade for me. It looks like a bruise. I'll try and use it in the outer V instead of in the crease. I feel like the shade is going to be Wild Child. I feel like it'll be Wild Child. Let me just see. Let me just swatch Wild Child Celestial, like the shimmer. It's going to be a shimmer because I have so many mattes in projects. It's not going to be a matte. Let me just swatch these out. Rose Gold is my favorite shade. So here's the shades here. So this shade here is Celestial. This one here is Wild Child. This stunning piece of work here is Rose Gold. This one is Dazzling. That's Drama. These are all shimmers. This one is Summer and this one is Dreamer. Like I feel like it'll be Wild Child because it's the most like airy, like even though this is my favorite shade, God, this one is really, really stunning. It's a bit of a deeper tone and I don't see myself reaching for that on the daily. I really think it's going to be Wild Child. So I'm going to call it, I'm going with Wild Child. So Wild Child is going to be the shade that we're going to try and hit Juicy Lucy Pannual on. I may take a picture of this shade so I don't lose my progress. I haven't really used that shade that much, but now is the best time of the year to pan that. Okay guys, if I have any looks to share, I'm going to share them with you now. Okay guys, that was my update. I'm very, very surprised that I had so many Juicy Lucy Pannuals to share with you today. It's going to get few and far between from here on out because we're now after hitting pan in so much. So hopefully we have something good to share the next time. Don't really know what that will be. What do you think will happen? How are you getting on? How are you getting on? Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Let's see you the next time. Bye.